Good evening and welcome. Good evening and welcome, everybody. Welcome to. Let me just cover myself up before any of the girls see me. I was in at 10 people in it. We're right at the moment. Where's all the chat? There's no chat here, Sue.
Yeah,
Hey,
I got it.
I got no chat on here at all, Sue. Oh, where is everyone tonight? There's no chat on here, Sue. How am I going to do this again?
Mm,
Live chat, Matt. Oh, there we are. Found them. Found them. Thank God for that. Good evening, all. Abigail French first in the house. Denver Skinner. Sue, good evening to you, Graham Allison. Sue, I do not want you butting in tonight. All right, we're on a serious discussion tonight. We're not talking about any old rubbish. This is all to do with dog training, and we're gonna check something out tonight. We're gonna actually check something out. Good evening, Tracy Dodds, Graham Allison. Good evening to you, Steve Pace and Steve Morton. Fraser Hard, hello Fraser. Tim Weston, Barry Lamb, everything outdoors. Hi, all. Hope you are well. All right, Barry, how are you? Okay, so tonight's subject is we're actually talking about we're actually talking about dog psychology or human psychics. Who watched last night's show about dog psychics? The woman who could talk to dogs. Who's seen it? Anybody see it? Did anybody watch it? Anybody as stupid as me?
Denver,
Denver watched it.
this is stupid as you.
It was called The Pet Psychic. It's a new show on Channel 5. And this woman comes on. What do you mean, no, Steve? You didn't watch it? What do you mean, Graham? What do you mean, Tracy? No, you didn't watch it. Abigail French, why didn't you watch it? I mean, for years, people have said to me, Chris Upton can communicate. I foresaw it. It was going to be crap. You foresaw. Yeah, foresaw. You saw something that other people didn't. But anyway, I'm hooked. I'm freaking hooked. So tonight we're going to try it. We're going to reach out and try and reach somebody who's on here live tonight. Right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to try and reach out and catch somebody on here tonight and see if we can get into their psyche. And it's important because people are so easy to sort of dismiss Dr. Doolittle. Remember Dr. Doolittle? I can talk to the animals, walk with the animals. Well, this here is a psychic dog. This is a psychic terrier, right? It can speak. It can send messages through the internet to members, right? It has got eyes here somewhere. It's a scruffy little bastard, but it has got eyes. It's okay. You could say it needs grooming. No, it told me it needs grooming. I didn't freaking see that. It told me you need to groom me. So I think that without dismissing something until you look into it, how do you know? How do you actually know whether it works? So we're gonna have a bit of a go at this tonight. Now, I have a freaking dog's talking to me. I can't concentrate when the dog is talking to me. I put it down on the floor to shut it up for a minute, and I've given it some treats, but it will not leave me alone. It keeps talking to me. It keeps sending me messages. Now, I want to know if any of you are picking up the psychic. I don't know what it. I don't even know what you call it. It's not radio waves, is it? What is it? The psychic. Hey, I want to know.
Crap. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, what did you say, Sue?
Crap.
Psychic crap, Sue said. She doesn't want to. He doesn't want to freaking.
He's picking up. Karen says. Yes,
Okay.
Psychic vibe.
Hang on, everyone. Hang on. This dog's owner, before we had it, come from Africa. Now let's just guess how many countries are in Africa. I mean, it's a big place, isn't it? It's not small, is it? So I don't need to whisper because the message is going. It could sit on the freaking floor and play this game all night. So this dog is telling me that its original owner came from Africa. It might be because why it's looking a bit thin and well used. So let's ask the question: how many countries in Africa? Now I know how many countries in Africa, but somebody is being sent a psychic message, so you don't have to look it up on Google. You'd be able to come straight out with it and go bang, hit me with it. If you're getting psychic waves from this dog, how many countries in Africa? You don't need to Google it. You just need to freaking 35, Graham. Obviously, not sending you the right freaking messages. This dog, is it? You're not the chosen one. Come on, I've got it. What, Haley? 53, 54. Bloody hell. Okay, Steve Pace, you're out of the competition, 27. 53 countries in Africa, the dog's telling me. 53 countries in Africa. Right, so there's 53 countries in Africa, and there's one country the owner of this dog lived in Africa. So the chances are 52 to 1, aren't they? Or 53 to 1, Sue. I want someone to tell me if you're picking up psychic waves from Psychic Carrier. I want you to tell me I got the message wrong, the wrong way around. Yeah, this is the thing. I want you to tell me what country in Africa did this dog come from. Okay, it's really simple. You can't keep guessing. You got one chance and one chance only. Go for it. We got one person right in here at the moment. We got Ailey Cartwright ready, and Tim Weston was close, but Denver says Kenya. You're out of it, Denver. You're obviously guessing, right? You're out of it. Cameroon. Haley Cartwright, absolutely spot on. Hang on, there's something happening here, isn't there, if you think about it? That's 2 questions right. Now, you can't Google that, can you? Now, that dog's talking to me, and that dog said Cameroon. Unless it said coconut macaroon, and I didn't quite understand it. But I think I asked it what country it's from. Someone said Kenya, Denver. Unlucky. You're out of it. There's one person here at the moment that says Cameroon. Just one. Now, if this dog's psychic and it can send messages, why is it only sending it to one person? One person. I should be getting 2 or 3, shouldn't I, if it was real, if it was working for real. So now the owner of the dog was doing something at the time, and then there's a tragic situation. And I want to know the owner's name. Now, I don't know much about African names, but I want to know the name of the owner of this dog. I mean, this dog is like, I'm getting freaking lots and lots of shit in the area, absolutely lots of shit in the area. And this dog is saying to me directly, who can pick that up? Can anybody pick that up? It's racist against South Africa. I want to know what the owner is called. Okay. No one knows. So really, is this dog freaking psychic or not? Or can this dog pass on those vibes to people in the group? Because at the end of the day, I watched that psychic person who could talk to dogs, and she talked to other animals as well. And one of the things they said is, they've said this to me: cholera. Ailey, you're getting the wrong messages here, because the kid died of cholera. You're getting the wrong messages. Cholera, the kid died of cholera from fetching water from the well. Bloody hell. How the hell did you know the question before I even said it? I was just about to say, what did the kid die of, unfortunately, at the age of 9? That's why the dog was homeless. That's what the dog told me. And I don't, honestly, you're answering the questions before I've even asked them. You are in tune with this. The dog looks like a snag if I was to name it. Looks like a smeg. Right. Smeg. Right. But it's not sent you the vibes. Not sent you the vibes. Roger Miller, footballer, is only Cameroon. I know. There you go, Steve. There you go. You could ring him and ask a question. Ask a friend. Ask a friend. So how did the dog just said to me, Suki, go to the well and fetch the water? And how the hell did Haley know that Suki died of cholera for drinking shitty water? I got no idea. So technically, there could be the owner's name, Suzuki, not Suzuki, but how would you know? You're getting a vibe, aren't you, from a dog going Suzuki. The owner's name, Suzuki, as in Suki, Suki. This is amazing, Steve. I freaking tell you. So anyway, on that dog thing, that dog whisperer, what they call it, dog psychic. She got. Listen to this, everyone. 20k followers. 20k followers. Can you believe it? Right? And then videos. Now listen to this video, everyone. The pet psychic. Listen.
I'm a part-time actor, so I have done some documentaries, feature films, some British films, some drama. Recently, I have done a Punjabi film. It was a wedding shoot. It was very much fun, actually. Lebu.
Since getting Lebu a year ago, the pair have become quite the double act.
So Lebu. The dog is called Lebu. How come the psychic is talking to the dog and the dog hasn't said my name's Lebu? Because it's an unusual name, isn't it? And if you said to the person, I can speak to your dog, and Lebu has just sent me a message, and you've never met the person before, you'd be thinking, hang on, how the freaking hell did you know my dog was named Lebu? But if you're paying for something you want to hear, then you'll believe anything that people tell you. Don't tell me, Chris, you and Sue have just spent 3 days holidays in Wigan. No, I've not been to Wigan. Me and Ailey have not met lately. This is coming straight from the psychic dog. There you go. And I think to myself, I watched that program, and you've got to have an open mind. Now, she was then talking to a camel. She was talking to a camel, and the girl believed what she said about the camel. And she said the camels had bad feet. And I said to Sue, does that mean it's had camel toe? And it went straight over Sue's head. She didn't have a clue what I was talking about. So me and Sue can't speak to each other. Terrorist. Did it have the ump? No, the camel didn't have the ump. The camel was talking to her as well. And what I'm saying is, if you're going to take money off people, you walk into the house, say, "Don't tell me the dog's name. Don't tell me the dog's name." That's the dog's name, because she said that she can talk to the animals who can predict the future, can look into the future. So they're psychic as well. These dogs, they're all psychic. These animals, they can predict what's happening in the future, right? The ones that are in these dog zones know they're going to go to these dog zones because they can predict the future. And yet the dog didn't tell her its name. She had to wait till the owner told the name. Now, I think it would be so good, wouldn't it, if they literally took that program and said, "Okay, let's see your psychic powers. Take straight in the house, name that dog. Name that dog. Name that camel. Name that sheep. Name that chicken." Now, I know Dr. Dolittle could talk to the animals, but at the end of the day, wouldn't that clear it up straight away? Isn't that just common sense? That would clear it up straight away. I mean, Psychic Dog and Haley obviously got on really well. Okay, there was a few sort of mixed conversation there because the dog and Haley are sending it across the internet, really. Yeah, I remember that octopus that predicted football winners. Remember that? And people followed it, didn't they? Eh? So, who believes the psychic person can talk to the animals? Now, there was one on there, a fox. And she said, the fox isn't happy. Well, I wouldn't be freaking happy locked in a house, would you? If I was a fox, I'd want to be out there pilgrimaging, making my own way in the countryside, walking around the town strutting. I wouldn't want to be locked in a box with some fatty fart, some food-based trainer that's bored the fox shitless. Anyway, so she comes on there and she shows this fox, and she says the fox isn't happy. It's lost somebody close to it. And the woman starts crying, and she goes, "Yeah, it was his best friend. Name the best friend." Why didn't the psychic name the best friend? Because the fox said, "Larry's not here anymore." You know, come on. If you're going to con me good. I want more. I want more. I don't know if I'm barking up the wrong tree here. I don't know. They have the ground dogs in USA that predicts the weather. There you go then, Michael. There you go. Groundhog Day. Yeah. So on that question, there's 18 of you. And anybody actually believe that program? You should see the following it's got. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So I was going to have a competition tonight, and I wanted somebody to win £100 tonight regarding Suki. Go and get me water from the well. Who died of cholera. Who lived in Cameroon. Now I want to know. I'm glad you missed it, says Steve. What a shit. I want to know for £100. What was Suki's father called? And I'll give £100 tonight if someone gets it right. Yeah, look, and again, look, Ailey must be freaking. I reckon she's freaking got gypsy blood in her. You know, I'm so psychic. I can guarantee every Wednesday, Karen will be watching live feed. See, she's got gypsy blood. How many times? We when I had the record shop, every twice a year, a gypsy would come round with flowers, and she'd say, "Buy the flowers, and I'll read your fortune." And I never used to read a fortune. And she said to me, "You're going to have bad luck in life." She was freaking right. She was freaking right. But then again, she forgot to mention the good luck. She only mentioned the bad luck. Honda. That was Steve. That was close. Denver, Kawasaki. It's getting better. It's getting better. Hang on. No. 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 I mean, you can guess. I tell you, if you guess it right, it's £100. We'll soon find out whether this dog is psychic. Let me just put it up there. Let me just put it up there. It's sending a message. Anybody getting the message? Dad. Nearly, Graham.
I was going to say that.
Nearly, Graham. Nearly. Nearly. Smack. Nearly. So you want to know the name? Well, the dog just said lazy bastard. I don't know if that's... Is that his name? Lazy bastard. Go and get the water from the well yourself. Hey, imagine being 9 years old and having to fetch water from the well. Suki, go and fetch water from the well. Now, who has ever heard that comedy sketch with Suki, go and fetch water from the well? Who remembers that? Does anybody remember Suki? Go and fetch water from the well. Anybody remember that comedy sketch years and years ago? Perhaps they're mystic. Perhaps they've heard the dog. So, is there any questions tonight about dog training? Because I'm only here on a serious note. I never come in here and act an idiot. I only challenge things, and I think that I'm entitled to challenge things. And I think I rationalize by questioning things. And I think it's dead simple. Is there anybody here who's got psychic powers? We got 21 people in the house. Now, I know Hayley has obviously got some gypsy blood in her because she was banging on the door. But see, Hayley says, yes, she has. She has. That's the thing, isn't it? But the problem is yours a pikey blood or gypsy blood? You know, you got a modern caravan. Did you have a modern caravan, or was it them old-fashioned one with a horse? You used to go and want to live free. Travelers with a gypsy caravan. So I've come on here tonight to try and not be so positive in my own thoughts and ask you people on here about whether you think that program is a load of bollocks. And there's just so many gullible people. I can sense it. I know Kieran's fucked up before he fucks up, and I prefer Travellers over Porky or Pikey. At the end of the day, I was doing a market, and we were meeting up in a big field down in Cornwall, and I was selling records with a record store. And in Plymouth, on the Barbican, was a very famous Mr. Meg geezer, bloke, not a woman, and his name was Gypsy Aura. And he had a shop on the Barbican. You could go and have your fortune for about 30 quid, and he'd tell you that you're going to marry the most beautiful person in the world, or you're going to come into money. He's going to make your day, and he's going to make you feel good. You're going to leave that and skip down the Barbican, thinking, yes, my dreams are going to come true. So, are they ripping you off, or are they actually giving you hope? I think they're ripping you off, personally. So he turns up for this great big country show that we're doing, and we're in this field waiting for the owner to turn up. And he said, where's the owner? and there must have been 40 people standing outside their cars and vans waiting for the owner to turn up the field to show you which pitch you should be on, where you should put your trailer and your truck and all that. And we're all waiting there, and he comes across the field, great big flash car with his gypsy box on the back, gypsy aura, fortunes, I can read the future and all this and all this. And he gets out and he goes, "Where's so-and-so, the owner?" And I said, "You're so fucking smart, you tell us." And everybody on the market pissed themselves with laughter, because my mind perhaps thinks slightly different to most people. And I thought, if he can read and look into the future, and he's got that mystic fucking mind, he should be the one telling us where the owner is. And the owner took 20 minutes to arrive. And Mystic Meg couldn't tell us, Mystic Meg, or whatever his name is, couldn't tell us who the owner was. I started to doubt him. But I sat there on the market watching vulnerable, gullible people stomping their way up into a caravan to have their freaking fortunes told. And I thought, I'm in the wrong freaking job. I'm in the wrong job. So from next week, we're changing Corleone Talk into the Mystic Meg Show, for everybody to send in your problems and ask me what your future is going to be like. So that's it then. I'll see you all later. I've got to go back to my bed and start thinking how to rule the world. I'm just being taken over, because let's be honest, this is a Channel 5. I think I said a Channel 5 program, didn't I say it's a Channel 5 program? Isn't that where Victoria Stilwell started? Wasn't she a fortune teller? Wasn't she a Billy bullshitter as well? Victoria Stilwell. Who remembers her? But I reckon that this woman has got about as much qualifications as Victoria Stilwell. Mystic Susie. She's already mystic, Steve. She's already mystic. She does my head in. I'll try and work her out sometimes. I've got no fucking chance. No, she's lovely. She is. She's easy to work out. So easy to work out. It's unbelievable. What was the little girl who got cholera? What was her name? She died. Suki. See, she didn't say Suzuki. She freaking picking it up from the dog. See? Call me Derek Asora. Akora. Derek Akora. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Who am I talking to? Am I talking to Haley or am I talking to Kieran? Call me Derek Akora. Who am I talking to? See, I'm not mystic. I can't freaking... People phone me up. I've got this problem with me. Can you sort it out for me? I've seen your fucking dog. What do you think I am? Mystic Meg? Hey? Mystic Meg? But people believe it, don't they? People believe that you can give them advice. Septic Egg, Brian Connolly. Septic Egg. That is it. It's just imagination running away with me. Just a figure of my imagination. It'd be a fat figure then, wouldn't it? Figure. My figure, not your figure. I mean, not Haley, nor Kieran. Me, fat. Not you two. Put you two together, you wouldn't be freaking fat compared to me. What do you mean compared? What do you mean compared, Upton? No, I mean, if you put the two of you together, you still wouldn't be as fat as me. Not that neither of you are fat. I'll be careful here, don't I, in case I send the wrong psychic fucking messages across the internet. So there was a chance tonight to win £100. Not one person jumped at it. Not one person got everything right. Bloody unreal, isn't it, really? Unreal. So I don't think it's worked. I just don't think it's really worked. I'm trying to look up here to see if there's any dog training questions. Have you seen any dog training questions?
No.
Or am I just sitting here talking shit again?
Yeah.
Sorry? Sorry, Sue. She said, yeah. She's freaking reading my mind. She has. She's got psychic freaking. She has. She's got psychic. Hang on. We've got the telly off, haven't we, Sue? Okay. Sue, we've only got 17 people in here tonight.
Yeah, the rest of them fell asleep.
Sorry.
I have a question. Well, Kieran does.
Susan, we've got 17 people in here tonight. I reckon I'm gonna write this down. I reckon, why is there only 17 people here tonight?
Am I answering that? Or...
You can't see it. You can't see that, can you? Well, you can't see what I've just said.
I can read.
You can read.
I can see it. You put it up against the camera. You know, I'm not. I should.
Steve, you have freaking hit the nail. You are the mystic, Steve. Football. Liverpool. Yeah. Can't be bothered to watch Upton tonight. It's freaking football. Yeah, you're right, Graham. Freaking see, we can tune in on the same freaking length, can't we? It's Liverpool tonight, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So anybody who's a Liverpool fan's not going to be sitting here with Fat Boy, are they? We've got 18 people in here tonight. And I'm up against the football. Unbelievable, isn't it, really, when you think about it? They're so inconsiderate when it comes to freaking putting football on, aren't they? Oh, sorry, Graham, I didn't know that. 3 different games. I think the Liverpool one's on telly, isn't it?
Yep.
That's only if I'm Mystic Mac. Liverpool. No, I've seen it earlier. I think it's so crazy because if you're going to sit down with someone and you ask a number of questions and then you ask to read the dog or you ask to read the animal, you can have half the questions, aren't you, if you ask it right? When talking to a client that is just completely not listening to anything you try to advise and just coming back with smart arse answer, at what point do let have it, or is it better to just say nothing? Who are we talking about here? We think I'm a marriage guidance counsellor.
This is a question for Kieran. Kieran's question.
Well,
Haley's writing it.
Well, it says Haley.
Yeah, I have a question. Well, Kieran does. And Kieran's question is, when talking to a client that is just completely not listening to anything you try to advise and just coming back with a smart ass answer, at what point do I ever have it, or is it better to just say nothing?
It depends who it is. It depends whether you want them back. I mean, the way we look at dog training these days, it's all about winning hearts and minds, isn't it? Gone are the old dinosaurs like me who say it the way it is. It's all about hearts and minds these days. It's about winning people and getting them to come back week in, week out. It's all about the game, the money game, isn't it? It's not about some of my videos in the past. I think I've beasted people, but I was being totally honest. And when I beast people, it's normally because they're not listening. But it's how you beast them, isn't it? And if it was there you go. Steve said depends how much she's pissed you off, Kieran. And this is the whole point, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, you can get your point across without being too assertive, can't you? It's a client that's messaged me. I tried to be PC, but she pissed me off now. I'm not into it to make friends. I give honest advice on what's the best scenario for that particular dog. Are we talking to Haley or are we talking to Kieran?
It's Kieran's question.
Oh, sorry, it's Kieran's question, but using Haley's pseudonym. Well, that dog didn't freaking tell me that, did it? You think the dog had told me that? You're not talking freaking, you're talking to Kieran. I thought I was talking to Haley. I thought Haley was Kieran. I tell you, it's getting more and more confusing, isn't it? No wonder you're going to freaking sleep. No wonder the freaking dog's gone to sleep. I'm a little bit softer. I'm a little bit softer with women, and I'm not being sexist. Thank God Sue is here. Good job, Sue is here. Yeah, it is, isn't it? She's in the background going like that. No, I can't run this show without her. When she's at work, I fall to pieces, don't I mean, people say, "Oh, that's sexist. That's a sexist comment. You should treat everybody equal." I don't think you can treat a lot of women equal with men, and it all depends how bullshit they're coming across and the questions they're asking. I get some people. I explained this last week. I get some people. I'm not naming names. I get some people. They ask me one question, I answer it. Then ask me another question, I answer it. They then ask me another question, I answer it. I'm watching something on telly, or I'm doing something. I'm busy, and my phone's going ping, ping, ping. Why don't you write a fucking shopping list like Sue does? If Sue wants me to go to the shops, she gives me a shopping list. Now, I don't know how many of you blokes, when you go shopping, your wife gives you a shopping list. I don't go shopping. That's what you'll all freaking say. But I'm a modern man. I'm a modern man. I believe in sharing the duties around the house.
Except for the cleaning, washing.
Hear what she said? Hear what she said? Hear what she said? I knew that was coming. That's psychic. I freaking knew that shit was coming with the words I said. I set her up for that. You see what she's saying? Dishes, hoovering, ironing. Freaking what bloke on here does all that? I'll marry you if you can do all that and not nag. Haley, well, from me, don't expect me to tell you what you want to hear. I give my honest opinion. I don't try to push it onto people. What they do is up to them. But I always give my honest advice. Yeah, I agree, Karen. I agree. That's the way forward. And sometimes you've got to be not in their face, but you've got to say it the way it is because they're wasting your time. How would you want to put your name to somebody who comes to you on a regular basis but won't listen? You wouldn't, would you? And I think it's a good point to talk about because over the years, I've had people that you like want to tap them on the side of the freaking head and go, "Is there anybody in there? Are you actually freaking soaking this up?" But you'll be surprised that some of them quiet people who don't say very much are soaking up far more than the person asking all the silly questions or questioning what you're saying, challenging what you're asked, what you give, the advice you're giving. But the problem is a lot of them have been brainwashed. She's disappeared now. She's left me. She's left me and just gone. I'm so vulnerable at this moment in time without Sue sitting in that chair. She's just gone in the kitchen. She's opened the fridge and she's topping up her wine. I've had one can of Guinness. One bloody can of Guinness to try and get some iron into me.
Wrong. Lemonade.
Lemonade. She's gone for lemonade. Just shows I'm not psychic, doesn't it? Just shows, doesn't it? I have a Facebook notification at the moment. This is exactly it, isn't it? The Caravan Club. Somebody just sent me this, and I won't mention his name because I think that I would say he's a traveller. And I'll just show you, so I'm not making it up. Look, there's a caravan there. See that caravan? Due to having a few scratches and dents, we are unable to sell this in our showroom. Rather than flog it as secondhand, we've decided to bring some joy by giving it to someone who types and clicks 2 names highlighted by March 2nd at 9 o'clock. Delivery should be within 2 weeks. Now, call me Mystic Meg, but I think that is bullshit. I think that is another bullshit. You go on the internet and you see on Facebook, right, brand new Land Rover, raffling it for £15 a ticket. Who in here? We got 17 people because most of you watching the football. Who's going to send in the money for the raffling of the Land Rover? Anybody? Anybody think you've got a freaking chance of winning something? Or just call me skeptic. Skeptic Meg. Eh? Do you actually believe this shit that is all over the internet? No way. Yeah. I mean, there is so many. How many tickets? Yeah, exactly. Here we go, Ailey. Here we go. You should know, Ailey, if you can read. Freaking, oh, it's not Karen, is it? You should know if you're psychic. You should know how many tickets. I'm not being funny. How many gullible people are out there? Well, we know, don't we? Because they're all food feeding. They're all treat trading their dogs. That's another thing, isn't it? That's another thing. How many times, I wonder, that psychic says to the pets, go, I'm not happy with the food, Mom. I'm not happy with the freaking food I get. I get dried freaking food 6 days a week. If I'm lucky, I get the scraps off the Sunday dinner. My mate actually won a Rolex from a ticket, but I've never won out. And Karen's tight as crap. He won't spend £1 on a scratch card. Freaking don't blame him, Bailey. I don't mind gambling when I'm watching the horses, when I'm watching the rugby, or if I'm watching the football. I can watch my money disappear, or I can be chuffed because I've won something. I like gambling on the horses. I don't throw lots of money at it because I enjoy the gamble and I enjoy watching it. But there's no way on this earth am I doing a scratch card or a lottery ticket. I don't believe in those percentages. I've never been that lucky. But how would I know unless I'd done it? But remember when that lottery first came out, everybody was spending money on lottery tickets and checking the lottery tickets. Even Muggins did it for a while because he got hooked. They used to have fucking lottery every 2 weeks on telly, didn't they, too?
Every week, wasn't it?
Yeah, but twice a week, wasn't it? Like, there's a Sunday and a weekly one, didn't they? Why did that stop? When you used to juggle your balls, eh? Did people catch on? Did people catch on? The percentages of winning that is so remote. I don't know. You tell me. Call me Mystic Meg. That's the thing, isn't it? Anyway, I've been waiting for questions tonight. I've answered the question for Karen that I'm not as direct to ladies, women, whatever you want to call yourselves these days. I'm not so direct as I would be to perhaps a bloke who was being a bit sort of in your face or a bit arrogant, a bit. And do you know the funny thing is, it's normally the people in a profession where they're normally telling others what to do. They come for a training session, but they don't like being told what to do. Why are they here? Why are they here? The majority of them people who tell people what to do because of their job, whether it's the military, whether it's the police, are normally quite hard on their dogs. And normally you're having to say, soften up, Buttercup. But they don't like being called Buttercup. So you have to pick your words wisely. But I think I'm not going to say the name because it went off last time, didn't I? What's it called?
Siri?
Should we try it? Hey Siri. Hey Siri. See, it's not Siri, is it? What's the other one? What's it called? Help me, everyone. What's it called? Not Siri. What's it called? Siri's on the phone, isn't it? Was anybody there? Can you actually? I'll send me a mystic message then. Hey Alexa, do you believe in mystic dog trainers?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
See, not sure. Hey Siri. Oh,
Alexa.
I just operated your Siri. Frickin', we're sending messages. Hey Alexa, do you believe in mystic dog trainers?
I don't know that.
See? Well, as soon as she goes, you know, forget it. Waste your freaking time. Hey, Siri.
Alexa.
See, that was his voice. She actually made, hey, Alexa. Hey, Alexa. Do you think dogs can read our mind?
Dogs can detect frequencies ranging from about 67 Hz to 45 kHz, which means that dogs can detect sounds far beyond the upper limit of the human auditory spectrum. A dog can identify a sound's location much faster than a human can, as well as hear sounds at 4 times the distance.
So don't tell me you haven't learned something tonight, everybody, tonight. Don't tell me. Did you hear that? Or was it too far away? But she just gave you the information that you need. Dogs can listen to noises beyond the grave. Beyond the grave. So, hey, Barry, you know, are you there? Are you listening, Barry?
Yeah.
Why do you know yep?
Oh, it says Barry down.
No, he might have gone now. I just saying. I'm just seeing if he can hear me on here. See, I'm trying to send him fucking a message. It's not working. Hey, Alexa, does positive only dog training work?
Here's something I found on the web. According to AustralianShepherdLovers.com, positive dog training methods help you maintain a strong bond with your dog as they do not foster fear and distrust.
Did you hear that? Australian lovers. Australian lovers. How about that? Hey, Alexa, does positive only training work with the wife?
From cuteness.com, positive reinforcement training requires only a few things: a cue or other such sound, a high-value reward, like an extra tasty treat or a highly prized toy,
Or a shopping bag? Or a pair of shoes? Or a dress? Or a diamond ring? So treat training does work. And I challenge anybody who say it doesn't. Let's ask one more question, shall we? Let's ask her one more question. Hey, Alexa, can you beat your wife with a stick? That shut her up, didn't it? That shut her up. She's looking it up. Because years ago, you could beat your wife with a stick as long as it was a certain circumference, a certain length, and a certain size. You could actually beat your wife with a stick. These days, it's frowned upon. It's frowned upon these days. Honestly, Christopher, you push the boundary sometimes, don't you, Christopher? So what do you mean, no, Steve? You can't. What do you mean, no, you can't? Well, this is the problem we have these days, isn't it? That's why they answer back. That's why I'm going grey. That's why I just think when you go back, you have to go back 100 years, don't you? And life was completely different, wasn't it, to what it is now? Just go back 100 years, right? And I think we've come forward in some ways, and we've gone backwards in many ways, haven't we? And it's now to the point that men feel that men have lost that. There was an old saying, wasn't there? A man's man, where you could be a man, like he's a man's man. In other words, he's one of the blokes. He's one of the lads. It doesn't mean you have to be a bully, does it? It just means you're manly. You can't say that these days, can you?
Nope.
You can't be a man, can you, these days, to like you were 20 years ago? Not in our relationship. Kieran does what he wants, and I say no. But I don't freaking know who I'm talking to here. 1 minute I'm talking to Ailey, then I'm talking to Kieran. What do you think I am, Mystic or something? Mystic freaking Meg or something? It's very confusing for a dyslexic person. It's like he and she. Haven't you got your own accounts? Do you share everything? Me and Sue share everything. Except dishes. Except the hoovering. Making beds. Blokes making beds. I struggle making a bed. I struggle putting a sheet on a bed. Do most blokes struggle putting a sheet on a bed? That's a question for the guys in here. Do you struggle putting a sheet on the bed? Go on, tell me we don't put sheets on the bed. Go on. I didn't say shit in the bed. I said sheets on the bed. Does anybody in here, being a bloke, put the sheet on the bed? Well, it's actually on the mattress, isn't it? Put the sheet on the mat, especially them fitted ones, isn't it? Freaking nightmare, isn't it? I get down one and it springs back at me.
I've never seen you do it.
Spot on, Steve. That's when men were men and women were women and dogs were dogs, and that was that. Freaking hell, Steve, a man of my art. A man of my art. Us old freaking dinosaurs, eh, Steve? Hey, there's some of us still out there, isn't there? Can't do it right. You can never do it right, can you? It doesn't matter how you put the sheet on the freaking bed or you put the duvet on the freaking... You've done it the wrong way around, haven't you? You've got the wrong way around on the bed. See that, Fraser? See, Fraser's got it. No, Mrs. does that. And the shopping. See? Old school. Freaking old school. We got old school in the house as well. Hey, we got old school in the house. Now, if we're going to go and get wood upside down, yes, Steve, I understand completely. We're going to go and get wood for the fire. I go out there in all weather and fetch the wood. Sue never fetches the wood. If there's coal to fetch for the fire, I fetch the coal for the fire. I do all the cooking in the house, but I don't do the dishes. Now, does that make me? Does that set me aside from others? Kieran isn't allowed to in our house. He's shocking. He'll put it on, but not right. So I have to fix it. This is a thing. We've learned over the years that we can't get nothing right in the house, so we leave it to the ladies, wives, girlfriends. Right? Fraser, I empty the bin. Well, I've been known to empty the bin when it's full on the odd occasion. But we've got one of these things that's under the freaking sink now. Sue loves it. Sue absolutely loves it. When we were fitting the kitchen, the most important thing that she wanted fitting in the kitchen is a double bin in the fucking cupboard. You pull the cupboard open and there's 2 bins in there. But guess what? I still can't get it right because she puts plastic in one side and rubbish in the other. But let's ask this question, shall we? Let's ask this question to everybody in here. All your cans and all your bottles, your plastic bottles, your cans, your tin opener, when you open a tin, and that, or plastic, anything plastic, do you wash it and put it on the draining board before putting it out in the rubbish? Recycling. Hang on, recycling. Be careful now. It's got to go in the right freaking bin here, the right bag. You know, come on, tell me, because I just think that I want to be a modern man. I'm trying to change to a certain degree. I have to walk the dog struggling to see the arse there, though. Yeah, exactly. That's a man thing, isn't it? Nope, I don't even put it in the correct bin. It's Karen. Okay. It's Karen saying it. Right, thank God for that. So, what? My darling wife washes everything. If I open a tin of tomatoes, she washes the lid, she washes the tomatoes in the can, the empty can, and she puts it on the draining board, dries it out before putting it in the freaking rubbish. No, definitely not more recycling. You do less jobs, people will have recycling. So exactly. You know, No waste is water. No waste is water. Exactly, Graham. No wonder we've got a freaking water shortage when everyone's washing their freaking a water bottle out, an empty water bottle, and washing it out and drying
You
it.
don't waste water, you do it with the dishes. And I'm not, and I'm drinking
Yeah, sure.
baked beans and tomatoes all in me bin.
Hear this lecture. She's not having baked beans or tomatoes in her bin.
Recycling.
I knew she liked a bin. I didn't know she liked it that freaking much. So I was only asking that question, and no one's really, only a few people have got the balls to say it. Come on, girls. There's a couple of girls on here. Tell me, do you wash everything that you open from the shop before you put it out for the recyclers? Well, I don't think half the people in the country do that. So when they go in,
It says on the leaflets, wash first before you put it in the bin.
do you use a rubbish bag in the bin? No, she doesn't, Steve.
Yeah.
No, afterwards you empty it into a
No.
bag.
I use a rubbish bag for the rubbish, but the recycling goes straight into the bin.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I mean, how the hell can I get my head around all this? And it's the same as she goes to the hairdressers. Come on, answer this question. She goes to the hairdressers to have her hair done, and she washes her hair before she goes there to have her hair washed. Is that normal? Is that just a woman thing? I've got to wash my hair before I go to the hairdressers, before I have my hair washed, shampooed, all that freaking dye stuff put in it, have the curlies on it. Is that a normal thing? Because I don't think blokes do that, do they? Don't blokes just go straight to the hairdresser and have their hair washed or cut if you can have it washed? I don't even think many blokes have it washed, do they, in the hairdressers these days? They just go in for a short trim, don't they? Or some of you ain't even got hair, have you? Some of you can't answer that question, can you? Hey, only us guys who've got hair can answer that question. Do you not think washing hair all the time takes all the goodness out of it? They tell you to put oil, like drink neat olive oil, don't they, if you want to remain healthy? It's Joe. I'd be happy to have hair. Thank God, and thanks, Joe. I'm glad you said that, Joe. I'm glad it's not Abigail. Normal here too. What? It's normal. What? To wash your hair before you go to hairdressers? Am I missing something here? I don't know. I just don't know. Honestly, some of the things I think about, some of the things I come up with, I just don't know why I do. And do you know what? Sometimes I think, why do we do this live feed? I want to come on here and talk dogs. And I asked a question earlier about our Scottish friend. Is he still in the house? And I wanted him to come on here and tell everybody why I'm so disliked. I wanted him to come on here because he was talking to Michael, and he was talking on here, and he was saying on a live feed, how much Barry, not in a nasty way. I wanted to have a bit of a banter with Barry and say, who are all these people who says freaking not everybody likes my subject? My other half, what? She don't like me neither, Graham. Honestly, my other half don't like me. I reckon a lot of people's other half don't like me. He's an opinionated fool. That's what they say. And like I say, I sometimes sit there biting my freaking nails before coming on here, like thinking, what the freaking hell am I going to talk about if no one asks me any questions about dog training? I think we do that much talking about dog training in the group, in Corleone Talk, in Patreon, that I think everybody just wants a freaking bit of a banter, don't you? Yes or no? There's only 16 of you in the house here. Is it just a bit of banter, a bit of friendly banter on a Wednesday night? Is it just past the evening, so you don't have to sit in front of the television or have to talk to the missus, or husband, boyfriend, girlfriend? Is it just a bit of banter that we have here on on a Wednesday night because I started it and I wanted to answer questions about dog training. It's gone in completely opposite direction, isn't it? Steve, stop it, please. Steve, stop it. Tell her she's lovely. Tell her she's lovely. Steve said, have you lost any weight? My other half is asking. Ask your other half, does it look like I've lost any weight? That would be the better question, Steve. No, wash his hair before going to the hairdresser. Yeah, exactly, Graham. You couldn't make it up, could you? You couldn't make it up. I mean, Sue comes back with a rinse half the time. Not yet, innit? She's starting to. No, she worries about you, you bastard. She's worried about me. What? Not losing weight. I just go with the flow and enjoy whatever direction you go in. You go in. That's what Sue has to do. She has to go in the direction where I'm going because she couldn't stop me. If that's if I was falling down a hill and she was in front of me, she just have to go with the flow. Me and Liam and I spoke the other day, and I was saying we have spoke before. We have spoke before, but not even concerning dogs. Chris was there when I was down and made a phone call. Don't freaking say that. Don't tell him that. I'm not. Don't tell him I'm a Samaritan. Don't tell him I can read minds and I come to people when they need me in sleep. I think the majority of people in here, it's just a happy-go-lucky bit of banter. I agree with Steve. Well, thank God for that. Thank God for that. You just go with Steve. But what I'm saying is, why does this work? Why doesn't people just switch off completely? I mean, okay, 17 people here at the moment. Agony ain't Chris, not psychic. What? Agony ain't Chris, not psychic. All right. I think that's the problem, innit? I talked so much shite. Sometimes I confuse myself. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Can I say that on here without anybody getting offended? I'm going to go and entertain my wife for the next hour. I only come on here live on a Wednesday because my wife never speaks to me. We don't talk in this house. I'm just very, very lonely. And you know, if I had two people in here, I'd come on here on a Wednesday night. I sometimes wonder why I'm doing this. Anyway, as long as you keep laughing, that's the main thing. If you can't put a smile on people's face, then freaking don't. You shouldn't be here. You're wasting your time, aren't you? And that's what I try to do. I try not to be too serious all the time. I'm an opinionated dog trainer that says it the way I see it, and yet I try and have a bit of banter with people and that's human. That's all. If you didn't, Karen would ring you. Oh my God. This is the thing, isn't it? This is the thing. Like I was saying, anybody listening who's been contacting me lately, not through freaking psychic freaking messages, but through Messenger, and they ask me a question, and then they ask me another question, and then they ask me another question, and then they ask me another question, and then wonder why I don't come back after about 20 questions. It's because I've had enough. Right? Right, all. Upton, signing off. There is better things to do in life than answering one-line messages. 17 people ain't here for no reason. Yes, they are, Jamie. They just don't like fucking football. Good night, all.